NBC10 at Issue starts now.
Good morning and welcome to NBC10 at Issue. I'm NBC10's Lauren Make. We begin with daylight saving time and if the time switch will stick around. If you're feeling a little sleepy right now, it's because you've lost an hour of sleep. Daylight saving time is when we spring forward and push the clocks ahead. The benefit comes with an extra hour of sunlight at the end of the day. Well, now there's a push by some lawmakers to end springing forward and falling back altogether. Last week, lawmakers held a hearing on the issue. It was led by New Jersey Congressman Frank Pallone, who chairs the House Energy and Commerce Committee. He believes it's time to stop changing the clocks. The issue is, should we stay with daylight saving or stick with standard time?
The bottom line is that daylight savings time is good for business and commerce across the United States, and our industry urges you to keep it in place.
The Society for Research on Biological Rhythms and the Sleep Research Society, all of whom support permanent standard time as the healthy choice.
Congressman Frank Pallone joins me now. Well, as the Energy and Commerce Chairman, you recently held a hearing looking into the possibility of changing back and forth and making a permanent switch to either standard or daylight saving time. First of all, what did you learn from that hearing?
Well, we learned that the switch itself twice a year is probably the most damaging. In other words, there are a lot of people whose health is impacted, productivity and work is impacted, kids are impacted in terms of, going to school and being prepared. And so I think that it's clear that that having to switch back and forth is really the biggest problem. And that's what I would like to eliminate. I don't think we were able to resolve, whether we have daylight savings time all year or Eastern Standard Time, or standard time all year, or perhaps even, split the baby, so to speak, and, have a permanent time that's half hour in between, which some people have suggested. But
is that an option? Is that something that you could actually do, sort of split that difference?
Oh, sure. I mean, we could essentially do whatever we think is beneficial. But I mean, the consensus clearly is that having this switch twice a year is what's really causing the problem because, all those things that are health or productivity related and also with kids going to school.
Yeah, you mentioned that you think that the switch is actually bad for the economy. Explain that.
Well, I mean, there's a loss of productivity. There is evidence that people, for example, if they'll go to work and spend more time just doing personal things on the computer rather than actually working. Those types of things.
Okay. The American Academy of Sleep believes that staying on standard time is the best option because standard time more closely aligns with daily rhythms of the body's internal clock. How do you sort of balance that with the other interests as well?
Well, it's going to be difficult because, as you know, I mean, for example, I represent part of my district's the Jersey Shore, right? And a lot of the Floridians, for example, in tourism economies, want it to be later because I guess people that are on vacation are more likely to get up later and want to stay out later, right? So they're advocates for that. On the other hand, many parents are worried that if it's dark or it lasts or stays darker longer in the morning when the kids have to go to school, that presents problems in terms of getting them up or even getting to school for security reasons. So, this is difficult to figure out if we got rid of going back and forth and switching twice a year, what we replace it with.
What happens now after you've had this hearing? What are the next steps to determine which way to go and if you can get enough people on board to do that?
Well, this hearing was bipartisan, and I want to stress that. And on a bipartisan basis, myself and my equivalent Republican leader have actually asked the Department of Transportation to do an analysis about, whether if we switch to just daylight saving times all year round. So this was sort of a beginning of our effort to try to find out and get more studies about what the impact would be. More so about, as you say, using standard time all year round, using daylight savings time all year round, I think there's a consensus that the switching is not good. I keep repeating that, but I do think that that is the consensus. And so now the question really is, if we were to get rid of the switching, what do we replace it with? And trying to get as much information as possible about the impact of keeping one time versus the other, or possibly splitting it, as I said.
I know you said your hearing was bipartisan, and there has been bipartisan discussion about this, but how likely do you think it is that people can all come to an agreement, that you and your colleagues could all come to an agreement on this?
Well, I really want to stress that this is bipartisan, and that would have to be. In other words, it would have to be an agreement, amongst Democrats and Republicans overwhelmingly in order to make this change. And again, the problem isn't the idea of getting rid of the switch twice a year, but what to replace it with.
Supporters of keeping daylight saving time year-round say it is the best choice. They say more sunlight saves lives, it reduces crime, and it saves energy, and that it's a boost for business and recreational services. But the American Academy of Sleep